What's going on, cousins? It's me, your boy, your homie, your cousin, your friend, your next door neighbor. Me, AJ Red. I'm back again with another episode of the AJ Red Show. Listen, I know it's been a minute. I tell you all the time, I be down there working my fucking 9 to 5 and doing other shit, but I have to make my time make more sense and make sure to get on here and talk shit with y'all and all that, because I see y'all been hitting me up in the comments section. Y'all been sending emails, text messages and shit, and pigeon with notes and shit by here by the door. So I had to get on and talk some shit with y'all tonight. So I hope y'all ready. I hope you got a cocktail, your blunt, whatever the fuck it is you fuck with, your ecstasy pill or some shit like that. Just don't flash out or stroke the fuck out while the video going on, because I'm not there to help you or administer CPR. But before we get into all tonight's topics, please, if this is your first video, please make sure to go ahead now and hit that subscribe button. That's the little dingly bell at the bottom, so that ensures that when I go live or do decide to upload these motherfucking videos, you can be one of the first ones to drop down in the comments and tell me what you thought about the topics. Tell me how you thought the shit was, if you liked it or not. If you didn't like it, who cares? I'm gonna do it anyway. And please make sure to hit that thumbs up button. Again, I tell y'all all the time, YouTube says they help me out a lot. Now listen, they done stopped the checks from coming until November 23rd, so that's another reason I've been slacking on these motherfucking videos. But still, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button. Make sure to share this video with somebody. Share with your family and friends. It ain't Christmas time yet, but fuck, give the gift that keeps on giving. Because as long as you send it to somebody else and tell them to send it to somebody else, you know, it just keeps on going. That kind of thing. What else? I think that's all shit. All the pleasantries are out the way. But anyway, tonight's topics, like I said, before I get into that shit again, I have been busy orchestrating other shit behind the scenes. I have been working on, of course, the show shit. See, I'm already halfway tipsy. The show AJ Red and the Crew, which will air tomorrow night at 8. I'm not sure I'm going to continue to do the live, because y'all ass don't be down up in the thing watching and shit. Seems like y'all, respond better to the videos or get more notoriety that way or more attention. So I don't know how I'm gonna handle that tomorrow. I'll make an executive decision, by tomorrow, and I'll just surprise y'all. How about that one? But anyway, moving on with the show, because I like your pastor, I don't want to be before you very long, and I already took my communion. Matter of fact, mine is still ongoing over here in my glass, and so I'm gonna sip and talk some shit with y'all tonight. So, as I tell y'all all the time, even though I'm not up on this motherfucker giving y'all the tea, don't believe I'm not looking somewhere. Because there's always some kind of fuckery lurking in the corners of Instagram or TikTok or the local tabloids or any kind of social media platform. So I have been digging down in the trenches and trying to take a look at what the fuck's been going on so I can bring y'all back the good news. So one of the things I was going to talk about, I'm going to start off with who I really don't give a fuck too much about, but I thought it was a stupid ass comment he made, was Blueface. So he decided to get on his social media platform, and he made a statement saying that any woman that has more than one baby father is a whore. He doubled down on it later on today by saying his mother has, I think she has more than one baby daddy, and he's basically saying he considers his mother to be a lady of the night. I'm trying to be nice here, but I'm really just, some parts of me just want to cut the fuck loose. But, he says his mama a hoe. Personally, I wish somebody just take his phone. I wish somebody take Blueface's phone and sit him down and send him to rehab and send him down there to counseling with him and his mama and his siblings, because the whole family fucked up. It shows in the essence of everything they do, and that's including mama. And I'm gonna be quite honest with you. There's a portion of me and my spirit that agrees with the child, that says maybe his mother is a whore. Come on, ride with me, because we've seen her on her social media platform talking about all the men she done fucked and all the men she could have fucked, and how she was fucking so many she had to turn them down. Now, I was paraphrasing on that part, but that's kind of what she said in so many videos spread out over time. So, and she kind of exudes or oozes kind of horror energy. You know what I'm saying? If you really paid attention to his mama and listened to some of the stupid shit that comes out of her mouth, and don't get me wrong, I'm not saying stupid deems you to be a whore, But I'm just saying, if you pay attention to her and the things that she's saying, the things that she's talking about, and the way she presents herself, I mean, part of me believes she probably is, but that's not the point I'm trying to make. The point I'm trying to make is the boy is ignorant, and the whole lineage, the whole family fucking circle just need to be locked away somewhere and put in therapy. Now, I brought this topic up because, as you know, we have a plethora of women, the shit, millions of them, I'm pretty sure. Black, white, Asian, Filipino, Vietnamese, you know, all that shit. They're across the board. There's plenty of women that have had children by multiple men. And I'm not going to say I agree with that statement that makes them a whore. I think that is a ignorant ass statement. And the reason I would say that is because there say for instance, you in your college years, you know, and you in your senior year or some shit, and you started fucking around with some nigga, and all of a sudden y'all had a wild night, and you fucked around and got pregnant. But you still went on to finish college and got your degree. You know what I'm saying? You handled your business. You and that man may have not worked out. That may have not been your soulmate, your life partner. That may not have been your future husband in your eyes, or across the board for both of you, right? So that doesn't say that later on in life that you may finally meet that soulmate or that life companion that you decide to settle down with, and here comes children or a child again, and shit don't work out there. Now you got, you know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of scenarios that can actually rival the opinion of this fucking dummy that gets on social media and puts out his, excuse me y'all, but his retarded ass thoughts of opinions. I really think the child is crossbred. I think there's some incest going on in this family tree, and I really think we ought to get down to Ancestry.com, and we need to get down to the bottom of it. We need to have this motherfucker spit in a jug or something, and something ain't right. There's a lot of fucked up families in this world, but this one of them, aside to the Smiths, it's a lot of fuck shit going on, and I honestly can't give account for a good reason for the comments that come out of his mouth and the actions that he has, other than the boy is stupid. The boy dumb as fuck. So for those of you women who are out there that don't have enough self-confidence or self-pride because you have multiple children with multiple fathers. Now, some of y'all might be hoes. I don't know. Some of y'all might be hoes. The boy might be right on some of it. There are some hoes in this house. But not this house. But you get what I'm saying, right? There are some hoes. You know what I'm saying? And those hoes, I'm pretty sure, will rightfully claim their throne and will, own their shit. But there's a lot of women on here. You know what I'm talking about. So don't get bogged down in the fact of listening to a fucking dummy that got out and made a public statement that somebody over there should have checked his phone before they let the little retarded motherfucker lay around and tweet some stupid ass shit like this or put it on motherfucking Instagram. Cause something wrong with the boy up here. There's 10 floors, but the motherfucker gets jammed on 4. You feel me? So pay that no mind. We just gonna chalk this one up to stupidity and possibly incest. We don't know, allegedly. We gonna figure that part out later on down the line. Some shit gonna come out because his mom already said some ignorant shit that's kind of making sense to me already. What else I'm gonna pull out this motherfucking head? Dwight Howard. Y'all know Dwight Howard, I think the basketball player. I don't know what fucking team he play on. I don't give a fuck, but y'all know who the fuck I'm talking about, right? Y'all remember the last story I told y'all, not here recently, but a few months back, when I told y'all about him being sued or damn near arrested behind meeting some man on, I think it was Instagram or something like that, or Facebook or some shit, I don't know, and luring the man to somewhere and allegedly forced the man to have a threesome. I don't know if it's with another man or a woman or what. But the man came out saying he wanted to sue and all this different shit, and he was blaming Dwight for, I guess, sexual harassment, and saying he was trying to get him to do things, unthinkable things that he didn't want to do. And Dwight has now come out and said he didn't force that man to do no threesome. Now, if he's saying he didn't force him to do a threesome, it sounds like a threesome went on. Now, I can't really remember all the facts, not nor do I even give a fuck, but I brought this story just to piggyback off the shit I said earlier this year when I covered that story. But the point I'm trying to make is, I don't know, I can't remember if the threesome actually happened or not, but the bottom line is whether it did or did not, the gentleman that is actually accusing Dwight Howard of these allegations, I just want to say to him, he sounds, with the evidence we have gathered now that I've seen thus far that I do recollect of this story, it sounds like pure fuckery. It sounds like, I don't know, gay bitch gone wild. I don't know what the fuck is given. It's giving hookup, and somebody didn't get paid like one of these pastors, and you just didn't film his motherfucking ass, so now you're going to extort his ass in a different way. That's what it's given to me. Because in the end, first of all, ain't nobody finna hit me up on none of my motherfucking social media talking about you want to do any motherfucking thing with me in the biblical sense. You feel me? That ain't gonna work. That'll never happen. And then the fact, I don't give a fuck if you send a limo, you send a motherfucking dinosaur by this bitch, a dump truck, you gonna have to send a mob with a straight jacket and a 10-pound sack of flour in this bitch to get me out there and get me over there in your motherfucking closet. To even think about talking me into some shit. And if you just so happen to get me over that, there is no way you're gonna get me to do no shit that I don't want to motherfucking do. Period. And I think the whole line is, it's like, I don't think we know anything about Dwight Howard and his sexual proclivities before this situation happened. And it seems like this dude is looking for notoriety. He's looking for some kind of 10 minutes of fame or some shit like that. Now, I'm not going to tell you the shit didn't happen. But I'm just saying, Dwight said he tickled this picker through his drawers. Now, he did say that part. He admitted to that, you know. He did touch the man's pee-wee Herman through the drawers. And was, you know, playing with his nether regions and shit, you know, trying to twinkle it and get it to wake up. And pay him some attention, trying to get his soldier to stand up and salute. He did admit to that. He didn't say all that, but he said he tickled the man's pickle. He touched his wee-wee and shit like that through the drawers. The bottom line is, I mean, Dwight come out and say he likes men. I mean, that's pretty much the fucking end just of the story. I don't think the dude's gonna get nothing out of it other than the 10 minutes of fame, because if you remember when I reported the story back then, maybe about 4 or 5 months ago, the bottom line is, I forgot about it that quick, so I'm pretty sure y'all had, so nobody really gives a fuck. This story really carries no weight, so honestly, I don't know why the fuck I brought it up, but bottom line is, if you don't want anybody to tickle your coochie or tickle your dang-a-lang, just say no. I think still stands, I'm not sure, in this country. But don't carry your ass over there, especially if you somebody just hit you up. Now, I feel like it was a celebrity, of course, and then you went over there, which still doesn't justify, you know, going over there and even fucking around with this man if you had no intentions of doing no shit like that. So, I don't know. That's still a kind of a two-way street, but if you wasn't forced to fuck, you need to go somewhere and sit down. The white PM, give him a check or something and make him go sit down and shut the fuck up and make it all go away. And stop telling everybody all your fucking business. I mean, I don't know what else to say. Moving on to other shit. Paris Hilton is mad. She said people are evil, trolls are evil, people that's, you know, trolling her social media. As you all know, she had a kid, a little boy named Phoenix, and people are just, I mean, shit, America's cruel, and some other people are too. Basically, she just said she tired of people getting on that, asking about her son, asking if he's healthy, if anything's wrong with him, if he have any kind of disability. And so basically her clapback was pretty much, I'm gonna paraphrase, bitch, stop asking me about my son. Ain't nothing wrong with him. He just got a big ass head. So, yeah, people just saying the boy got a Stewie size. If y'all watch Family Guy, Stewie's head, the boy head, he got a big ass motherfucking head. I'm not gonna lie. Paris, I'm sorry. Like, and that's what I'm talking about. If you ain't want nobody to see his baby's head like that, you should have waited till he grew into that motherfucker a little bit first and then present him to the world. Don't show us that box head baby if you don't want nobody to say nothing about it. I'm just saying. He's an adorable little boy, but when I tell you that motherfucker got a dome on him, listen. And I love kids, I love children, but that little boy, listen. It look like he's like a little toddler with a robot head. Like he looked like Rosie off the Jetsons. That baby got a big ass head, and I'm trying to figure out where it come from. Maybe y'all need to do an Ancestry.com Paris, instead of getting on here fucking with the people and trying to defend. And don't get me wrong, don't nobody want to hear nobody talk about their kid. You know what I'm saying? That is a little hurtful, and it's a little fucked up. But if you know your kid is questionable, bitch, keep him off the Polaroids and off the social media until the Lord, pivots the little boy. Once he like 5 or 6 and start walking in some shit and he done grew into his head and can balance that motherfucker, then you can start showing us videos and pictures and shit. But I just don't think it's right that you present us with this kind of stuff and then when the people, ask questions. Because, I mean, let's just be honest. At first, they did start out with concern. They wanted to know if he had a mental condition or if he had a handicap. But that is a little, it can be a little defensive. It can come off wrong. But they had good intentions, Paris. They really did. I mean, you got to give credit where credit is due. If people did ask about the child, out of health concerns and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, I'm pretty sure, Paris, that's why a lot of celebrities, we see celebrities' kids now that they post them, and they shouldn't. And some of them grown, they post themselves, and we wish they had to just stay the fuck in the shadows. I mean, that's just how the world works. Just because you're a celebrity doesn't mean you don't get all the bells and whistles when you decide to get that thing up and procreate, So sometimes you just have to. In our culture, I would say most black people, if y'all know anything about black culture, most folks sit there and watch that baby and look at the color of the tips of the top of the ear. And they be looking at that kind of shit, be trying to say, once they get to be a certain age or whatever, 9 times out of 10, that's what, everything gonna come out to be all over the color. And they go off that kind of thing. Have they been right about it? Most times when I've seen, maybe yeah, but shit, there's been some instances where, shit, we need to go back and check and ask Dana and see what the fuck's going on and who baby this for. But that's in certain cases, not all. But yeah, I mean, I'm sorry, Paris, that you're having to go through that and little Phoenix is going through that. Maybe you should go ahead and delete them pictures. And, just kind of keep this one under wraps for a while, Paris, because people are not going to be sparing your feelings or little Phoenixes when it comes to that big ass head he got. I'm sorry, he's a beautiful boy, but he got a big ass head. So, that's just that. And hopefully you and Phoenix have a good journey. Hopefully, God bless it, he grows into that head and, have a fruitful life. Moving on, what else I'm gonna go with? Because I've been skipping all around the motherfucking page. Because I told you I write this shit down. I'm 40. I work all fucking day long, so I can't just think of this shit off the top of my fucking head. So I gotta have some kind of scripting or some kind of lines now. So don't blame me. Blame the media. I don't know. Rapper The Game took to his social media and made a comment and posted a picture on there and said, men need to be spoiled and pampered as well. Following that, he asked for a request of $6,500 if you love him, sent to his Zelle. Now, whether he posted that motherfucker or not, because I didn't go that far, because I really didn't give a fuck because I wasn't sending a penny. But I want to agree and disagree with him on that. Yes, men should be spoiled. Any mate or whatever, if you know what I'm saying? Yes, you spoil your mate, that's what you try to do. He is absolutely right on that part. Because there's so many men that have wives, and the men is always told, happy wife, happy life. And I tell you all the time, that's some bullshit. And if you go around with that concept, 9 times out of 10, your husband is cheating on you and the other woman too. Okay? Because he have heard that it's cheaper to keep her. So, he done married your ass now and got you up in the house, and y'all got 7 babies, 7 head of children, like my grandma would say, and he holding down the fort and paying the motherfucking bills and shit. But at the end of the day, if everything is hinging upon just your happiness alone, just believe on the front end, you might be happy, bitch. But if you take a look around behind you in the bike, you wouldn't be so happy. So I don't believe in that concept about no happy wife, happy life. That's a bunch of bullshit to me. So I do believe both parties should be equally satisfied. Ain't no man or no woman got no business getting out, trying to work, taking care of no whole motherfucking house. Everybody wants to be equal in this day and time and in this economical, social climate. So now you equal. You have been made whole or equal. So at the end of the day, either take your rightful place beside a motherfucker and have your equal see and say. See your motherfucking ass down into your 9 to 5 and have your say when it's time to pay them motherfucking bills. It's that simple. But you can't sit up here and think it's going to be a one-sided concept, because I guarantee you're going to lose every time. I guarantee you're going to lose every time. Listen, that motherfucker going to tell you, oh, everything fine. Ain't nothing to be worried about over here. But in the background, when he go and play dominoes and all this other shit, all right. And I'm not telling you that's to every man, but I'm telling you people get tired of your fuckery. And in this instance, yes, across the boards, 10, 10, 10s. Mates need to be taken care of and spoiled equally. Now listen, it ain't gonna always happen equally, but you got to have enough wits about yourself to know when you're being fucked. You feel me? But in his case, he done fell and bumped his motherfucking head, or he done took some amnesia medicine, or he just coming off a high of some kind of fucking drunk last night or a drug. Because bitches ain't got money to be sitting around here buying groceries and paying the car note. Some ain't even got enough money to pay the goddamn the Section 8 rent. And by golly, if you give me rent for $38 a month, I'll pay that motherfucker up and sign a lease for the next 2 years. With no question mark. And fuck around at $10. What the fuck you mean? $10? I be traveling the country paying my shit up, you know, and I ain't got nothing past due. But some people out here struggling to pay. Now, if you struggling to pay $10, now we got some discussions to have. You got to get your motherfucking ass out there and shake a lick at a snake. Go over there and flip some fucking burgers or something. But the point I'm trying to make to you is basically, at the end of the day, the bottom line is, ain't nobody got no $6,500 motherfucking dollars to send you. If anything, you owe me $6,500 motherfucking dollars for reading this motherfucking bullshit and reporting this goofy ass motherfucking story you went around there and posted. Cause it's stupid. But hopefully you'll find a woman, of course, I don't know, that probably agree with you just for the moment, because she getting Chanel bags and shit like that and red bottom shoes, and she probably getting mink lashes and shit for a while until you use them and toss it to the side. I don't know how that shit works because I've never been in that situation, but I've seen the shit from the sides, and I done seen Young and the Restless. I done seen a whole lot of shit from Young and the Restless on up to Sisters or whatever the fuck it is over there on the BET. So, no. If you live in your life and your relationship status and shit off of that, you're gonna lose every time. Trust me. And if you win, bitch, I want you to drop down in the comments and let me know about it, because it's gonna be a miracle. And the White Horse, or whatever it is, the fourth man or whatever it is coming back, and gonna sweep all this shit up and mop it up and start a whole brand new motherfucking civilization. What else I'm gonna dig for? So I got a trip planned, and for my birthday next month, I'm getting the fuck out of town. But I'm bothered a little bit because, of course, if you know me, I don't fuck around. I don't like flying, but I feel like, you know, in a timely fashion, it's the only time a bitch can get somewhere and be back in time enough to clock back into the job and, you know, not miss a beat. But recently here a couple of days ago, Joseph Emerson, 44 years old, and I'm sure now a former pilot of Alaskan Airlines, this silly motherfucker done got arrested for 83 counts of attempted murder because he took his silly ass and thought it was a good idea to try to cut the engines off mid-flight while he was, you know, flying the people to some fucking where out of Oregon. That's a little scary. It's a little scary that you got motherfucking pilots running around doing shit like drinking vodka and shit by the fifths, you know, snorting coke, popping Molly, you know, shoving pills with their booty hole and shit like that before they get on the plane to fly you somewhere safely. And it's bad enough you got a bitch like me getting up on here. I need a lot to go on in the morning before I get on my flight. I need us to do a cavity search for the pilot. I need a breathalyzer. I need a full motherfucking panel of blood that morning with instant motherfucking results before he get behind the wheel of this bitch talking about driving me anywhere in airspace. We need to do another motherfucking background check and see who he was with last night, how much he drank, where he shitted, how much his piss was, his his intake versus his motherfucking outtake. And if you got more outtake than you have intake, what were you drinking that caused you to piss so motherfucking much? How many beers did you have, Captain? How much weed did you smoke? Let me smell your clothes. Let's check that breath. Let's look in the back of your motherfucking throat and see if you got any of that powder left up in it. Let's check your nostrils and see if you just did a bump before you got up on this bitch. Because just because you want to get higher than the motherfucking clouds don't mean I want to. And just because you have a death wish to cut the motor off on this bitch while we 30,000 feet in the air, what the fuck wrong with you? See, we need to have a psyche valve and all that shit right there at the terminal. And I need the people that's getting on to be able to watch this shit like they did the surgeries back in the old time. Put that motherfucker down up in there, let us all gather up in there before we get our luggage and board the plane, and let us watch the examination, because we want to see all the evidence. Well, me anyway. I want to see all the evidence presented to me. Because that's some freaky ass, scary ass shit. To know you got to get on a plane and you just saw some shit like this. They just arrested a motherfucking pilot about 2 months ago. Him doing the same shit. He over there playing the alphabet game and chugging a lug before he get on his flight and shit. So I'm worried. I think the TSA need to put out a PSA on what the fuck we should expect checking into the airlines. Now I'm not flying with Alaskan Airlines, but the bottom line is note to self, message to Southwest. I need y'all to get shit in order when I come through there, because I got questions. I need somebody to do a strip search, take him in the back, strip that motherfucker down, and see what he got on him. If he got a bag of, you know what I'm saying, a Coke on him, he got some Molly or something. Let's see what the fuck he playing when he get to the friendly skies. Because the probability of, had he been successful at actually shutting down these, I don't know what happened that stopped it, but the bottom line is, had he been successful in his doing, at least 83 motherfucking people would have been, hugging on Jesus' ankles, bowing down at his foot. Well, I don't know how many of them, but they'd have been over there singing in the afterlife. They'd have been over there with Whitney, Bobby, and Christine, and all the rest of them, and Prince, all that shit. It could have been a tragic situation off of the actions of another motherfucker that we actually trust to get us to, and as the old folks say in Louisiana, to and fro to our motherfucking destination safely. And he over here snorting lines and shit, like Ike Turner. We ain't got time for that kind of shit. We need to have more restricted guidelines on the pilots operating these planes, because I'm nervous. And yeah, we're going to check that motherfucker drawers and his breath and everything before he board the plane and get behind the driver's seat. I don't trust this shit. What else? Because I'm good on time, because I ain't spending much time, I told you. Like your pastor ain't gonna be before y'all very long. The only thing is, I'm not gonna pass a collection plate around this motherfucker when I'm done. Now, if you like the sermon, like I said, hit the subscribe button, the like button, and make sure to share with somebody. That's how we get, a coin off of this thing. Like I said, they done suspended the motherfucking check, but they'll be back. All right, what else I'm gonna jump into? So y'all know Dave Chappelle is on tour. Dave Chappelle took the liberty of, he was, I think, on tour last night. I think it was in Boston or some shit like that. I don't know. I forget the name of the theater. Don't really give a fuck. That ain't the message. The point I'm trying to make to you is, so somewhere into his set, he brought up the war in Israel, versus Palestine, and he mentioned how he doesn't think it's right, basically, that our country, the U.S., is taking, hundreds of billions of dollars to send war equipment and put army men or whatever the fuck they use, or Navy people or submarines and shit out there, and go help them fight the good fight that ain't no good on either end. He felt like it was horrible to have our tax dollars go towards a war that doesn't include us or doesn't have anything to do with us. And he was addressed by an audience member, tell him to shut the fuck up and go sit the fuck down somewhere and all this different shit here. So basically, he returned fire and said, basically, no, fuck you and you shut the fuck up. And how dare you come have, pay to be at my motherfucking show and tell me to shut the fuck up in my shit. Now, anybody knows Dave Chappelle and knows his track record knows that Dave Chappelle is not an ignorant man. Dave Chappelle ain't no fucking dummy by a long shot. Dave Chappelle was raised in a white neighborhood. That don't mean it makes him smarter. I'm just saying he was raised with education and background kind of in the realms of, as we would say, the Caucasian people were. He was given those opportunities. And if you've ever heard Dave Chappelle speak, it sometimes may sound condescending. It may sometimes sound rude, or maybe even sound derogatory. But you have to give Dave Chappelle credit where credit is due. He's a very very good speaker. He speaks very well, very eloquently, and he's a very smart man like D.L. Hughley. And I even go as far as nowadays to say Cat Williams. Now, Cat Williams at first seemed dumb as fuck, but when we sit back and let him smoke his weed and he chill a minute and come back out, he makes a lot of fucking sense. But Dave Chappelle, and he's never been one to bite his tongue on what he had to say. So, if you know the track record of this comedian, why the fuck would you go and buy a ticket to his show? So that part I agree with. You want to disrupt the show, to have your say in the shit, you know. I'm quite sure Dave didn't say it to make it funny or to make it part of his comedy skit. Knowing him the way he actually operates and moves, I'm pretty sure this was more so of a heartfelt message. And part of it I can roll with, because me personally, I don't agree with the fucking war. Now, if that makes your bottom sore, your rectum is a little sore, then too bad. I'm sorry, go on ahead and swipe left. But at least give me a minute to explain that statement. I don't agree with the war. I don't give a fuck if it's on the Palestinian side or the Israeli side. Excuse me. See, something trying to fuck me up right quick in the throat. I don't agree with it at all. I don't even agree with the war in Ukraine. I don't agree with war, period. Because in the end, there are no motherfucking winners. No matter who you look at and who done dropped the most bombs or who done killed the most people, it is not a star to put on your chest. As a world leader, as a gang leader, whatever the fuck you may do, it's never been, it never made sense in my mind for people that want to put motherfuckers to sleep, as they say, or kill people and say it's in the name of so-and-so or whatever the religion is or whatever the fucking worldly issue may be at hand. I feel like there is never a reason to go to motherfucking war and kill innocent people. I say innocent people because the people behind the desk that's writing this shit and sending these motherfucking orders to rain down on people with hells of fire and bullets and bombs and shit like that, I feel like they're a bunch of pussies. There are some motherfucking cowards that sit behind a desk and send somebody out to go do their fucking dirty work. What does that dirty work consist of? Just like Dave Chappelle said, it consists of killing not only innocent women and children, but innocent men. People walking around the motherfucker. You just imagine yourself going down to H-E-B, Hebe's my mama like to call it, or the Albertsons, or the good old Walmart, or Publix. You just gonna get you a pack of pork chops for Sunday. Get you a little white rice and shit, little onion gravy. You know, stock your shit up, get yourself ready for after Sunday service. And all of a sudden somebody run up with a shitty and chop your motherfucking arms off, or take you and throw you in the back of a truck and strip you down naked and fuck the shit out you for 30 minutes to an hour or more, and then parade you around the town or your city and spitting in your face, and you can't do shit about it but scream and holler in terror. You have to think about that kind of shit. So no, I don't agree with no war. I don't give a fuck what reason it's for. I feel like the ones that are organizing it is a bunch of pussies, and they wasting fucking money and they wasting time, because none of this shit belongs to any of them. None of it. Because when they lay around there and got to go in that motherfucking pine box, that iron basket, or whatever the fuck you want to call it, and they shove the dirt over their ass, whatever they thought they owned when they were alive, that's clothes, drawers, all that bullshit, including down to your eyebrows and toenails. You don't own any of it. Because it too shall fade away when you leave this motherfucker. So what, you want a legacy? Write your name on a fucking tree like everybody else in the heart. And put an arrow through that bitch. And tell us, you've been here or some shit. Go write your name in the bathroom walls with your phone number. Go do stupid shit like that. But you want to be, these world leaders want to be memorable for conquering shit, for taking shit, including lives. If it comes down to that, as we've seen, they don't mind. People over there boogalooing and shit out in the broad daylight, having a good time and shit, you know, having a little drink, a little cocktail, celebrating whatever the fuck they were celebrating that day. And you can only imagine sitting out there at what it's called, a football game, or Juneteenth or something. We out having a good time, and all of a sudden you see motherfuckers flying from the sky with motherfucking parachutes and shit, and all of a sudden people just start falling and bullets just, that has to be fucking horrific. So you put yourself in the minds of those people, not the politicians, because they're not the ones that really matter. And they're not the ones that really give a fuck. Allegedly. if we have to go that motherfucking route. Allegedly. But the bottom line is, from what I've seen, war ain't nothing but death. That's all it signifies, is death. And the soldiers on the ground, most times, that's what the fuck they taught. That's what they go over there for. They go over there to neutralize or motherfucking eliminate the threat. And that's at all costs. Even if they got to put a bitch to sleep. And that's including an innocent one. So no, I don't agree with war. That is a thing I feared for the longest, because when I was a child, I remember some kind of fucking war breaking out. I never even thought about to look back at it. Because Jimmy Carter wasn't the president. It was the motherfucker after him that was the president. And they had that situation going on several years later. Because it's senseless. You know what I'm saying? And it leaves so much sorrow over any land. And it leaves so many brokenhearted and so many just dead people. It just makes no sense. Those kids over there, I saw some of that shit with those babies being blown the fuck up, shot and killed and all kind of stuff. They over there cutting up babies. You imagine the motherfucker come over here and taking your newborn child and just chopping that motherfucking baby up like sushi. That's crazy. So if you don't have any empathy or sympathy for either one of these countries, or if you just have it for one, think about the bigger picture. It ain't the past, it's the present. Because right now what's presently going on is people being fucking murdered and mutilated. And it's just not right. So again, let me get off my soapbox. Again, I sort of agree with Dave Chappelle. Should he have put the message in a better way? Should he have dialed it down a little bit? It's his motherfucking show. That's what you paid to come and see. And if you know anything about Dave Chappelle, he's a political comedian. He ain't just no funny ass goofy motherfucker that was in no special ed back in the days and y'all just thought he was gonna be silly and goofy. The man is educated and he has an opinion about things, you know, worldly matters. And if you're gonna go see him, I can honestly just tell you, be ready for the motherfucking shit, because it's gonna happen. And he's not the only one. So if you can't find some kind of humor in it, which there's no humor in that situation again, then stay the fuck home. Go find you a knitting class, or, you know, go find your cooking class, because 9 times out of 10, I'm pretty sure that whoever that fuck that was probably can cook fucking red beans or some shit. Go cook you some oxtail. Go learn to do some other shit and spend your money on some shit that's gonna better benefit you, and don't go down there and waste your money and your time. What else I got here? Because I'm trying to hurry and run through this shit, trying to see what I'm going to keep on this motherfucker, what I'm going to let go. Man, fuck up. We ain't even talk about that shit. I'm going to get the last one in. So, Tiger, the rapper Tiger. If y'all seen Circulating, Tiger is out there somewhere yesterday on a nude beach. And he got this little naked ass, his little undercooked flapjacks flapping in the wind out there and telling everybody to kiss his naked ass. Now, listen here, Tiger. I'm not a nude beach kind of guy, and that's for several reasons. One, I will not tell you. The second one, I'm like, listen, if I had flapjacks like Tiger, no, man, no. I don't give a fuck how many tattoos you got on them sleepy cakes. You should have kept them in the drawers. Put them bitches in some drawers. Walk around your house naked and stay off the beaches until you get yourself in the gym and get you some bun busters or get you some squats. And build that ass up, because right about now, you just about as bad as some people I know, maybe including myself. You got sleepy booty. You got a butt back there, but that motherfucker sleeping. You need to wake it up by going down there to the gym and doing some of them squats or something and maybe plumping and firming that thing up. Now, I know some of y'all sitting there saying the man shouldn't have a firm ass. That's a bullshit ass lie. I know plenty of women love to see a man with some cakes. So, don't give me that bullshit. I want to say this to you, Tiger. Grandma say don't be inviting nobody to your ass. And I'm going to piggyback off that and say that my grandmother was an old-fashioned gal, you know, and I'm with the times. You know, that was back in their time when, you know, when you told somebody to kiss your ass, some shit like that, they would shoot and kill you, you know. And look at Ease Bayou. A lot of that shit tell you a lot of stuff. But I'm of the essence of telling you, you know, it's okay to tell somebody to kiss your ass. It's a figure of speech. You know what I'm saying? And we know how you mean it. But my only request is, Tiger, if you're going to invite somebody to a house, you need to at least make sure there's a house there when they show up to, you know, be invited to. So I won't say with that, if you're going to invite somebody to kiss your ass, you need to make sure the ass is present, because you don't know what the schedule is. Because them little cakes, listen. They say little booties matter, Tiger. They say little booties matter. And my brother, I will tell you this. You fall in two categories, Black Lives Matter and little booties, and so you qualify. So, but I really think you should go somewhere and consider a BBL or probably a trainer, cause all them tattoos and all that gold in your mouth and them twiddlies in your head and shit, you know, you cute to the ladies and all, you a decent looking man, but that looks like a little pothole back there. Like you slapped you on your ass, it's like it'll break your back. That's what it looked like. And I'm just being honest. I'm an honest hoe and all my hoes is honest. Ain't that what Vera said? But anyway, that's going to bring my sermon to a close. I'm 40 minutes in already. Again, if this is your first motherfucking video, please make sure to hit the subscribe button so you'll be one of the first ones to comment in the comment section when I upload these videos or go live. And make sure to hit that thumbs up button. They say that helps a lot. We'll find out. And make sure to share these videos. Share with somebody you know. Share with somebody you don't know. Share with a motherfucker you like. Share with some bitch you wish would probably just drop dead. Because 9 times out of 10, you'll probably, pray them back to life. You'll love them again. Because I'll be the glue that brings you guys back together. Last but not least, please make sure to always love on yourself real good. And make sure to love on those who love on you the same in return. Because a bitch ain't got time for no lanyap. Okay, cousins? All right. I'm going to finish my drinking. I'll eat me some meatloaf. Y'all have a good night. I'll see y'all next time. Bye.